Okay, and so without further ado, we have another guest interview from artist featuring on the compilation albums for Vibe City. This is a very special one. Not only have we managed to get two artists on one call, but both of these artists actually made one of the tracks together, and they're actually both over in the West Coast of the USA as well. So quite a big time difference. I think it's about 8 a.m. So introducing Nick Spoompi. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, doing all right, doing all right.
Good to finally speak
Good
to you
morning.
almost in person.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got one of the permanent fixtures now on the Dirtbox label. He had a release earlier this year with us on one of our Cities EPs. We've got Marcellus, aka Composure. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man? Glad to be up. Glad to be out of bed. Glad to be here.
Thank you for going up early, guys. Obviously caught you both at breakfast time, all I can see, and getting ready for work. So we won't keep up too much of your time. We just want to get to know you a little bit better, give our audience some background into what you guys are up to, hopefully get you a few more fans. And of course, we want to listen to the tracks. This is the listening party for the Vibe City albums that are out any week now. Depends, obviously, when I actually post this this podcast up. So let's start by talking about how you guys got together on this. Obviously, Marcellus, we've known you for quite a while. Nick, we received obviously a track that you've done with Marcellus, Profit. Tell us a little bit about how you guys came together to write this one, please.
For the past year, I've been doing events out here in San Diego. We're doing a weekly event. I had been in contact with Nick for a couple of years. We met through going to shows in Los Angeles, and before one of our weekly shows, I think we had Spoompi coming out to play our San Diego show. I had Spoompi over, we hung out, we did our usual thing, and we decided to, work on a few tracks and maybe see if we could get a track done before the show. We wanted to be able to, put together a track that we could play out that night. So that was kind of how we started working on that project. I think we ended up with 2 songs that day. So it was a really good session. Nick's a really great producer. He's been doing it for a while. And the songs just came together, and that's kind of like how, that project happened, really.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, you have definitely got some great technical ability. It shines through on this track. And obviously me and you have had a few little technical tracks trying to get the master right for it as well. So thank you for that. But you've not had like full releases for like Beatport releases and things like that yet under Spoompi, have you? Have you got something planned for anything like that?
Just still starting out. I have my first one like on the horizon though, with just got an EP signed for Soulflex, so they're gonna be putting out some stuff. And then I know the Profit tune probably on Beatport as well, right?
Oh, very good. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be on all platforms. Maybe we can get you guys involved in our next project, which is going to be the remix LP early next year. So yeah, we'll probably have a chat about that, get something else sorted. So Marcellus, you spoke about Contact DNB. This is your event in San Diego, isn't it? Can you tell us a little bit about it and how it started?
Yeah, Contact Drum and Bass is really just a group of people, myself, Tom, AJ, my girlfriend Bowie. We all came together. We had an idea to create a weekly in San Diego. The previous weekly that we were all going to was called Organized Grime, which still exists. They're a recording company.
I love the Moriarty brothers. Love those guys.
Yeah.
I've played for them a couple of times. Great event.
Exactly. They created a really great legacy, and we just wanted to kind of carry on with that inspiration of being able to provide a place for people to see drum and bass weekly in San Diego. So we've been doing it for about a year now. We started with these monthly beach parties. We've had Nick come out to a few of them, and now we do a weekly every Wednesday night. And we've had artists like Serial Killers, Sub Killers play. We just had Dave Owen. So it's growing, and it's been really cool. Night Stalker's been coming through, as well as Donald Glaude. So it's been a really fun adventure, and it's just a great way to bring everybody together through drum and bass.
I've said it a million times before. I'm not sucking stones here just because you're on the podcast, but San Diego is one of my favorite places in the world to visit. I've got a really good friend out there who actually booked me, as well as the organized grind boys, called Ramsey. I believe you know Ramsey.
Yeah.
Obviously, bad boy Ramsey. If you're listening, Ramsey, love you, man. Hope you're well. But it seems as though there's definitely a big drum and bass community growing even more out of San Diego. I mean, a lot of the drum and bass was obviously in LA. We'll talk to Nick about that in a minute. But San Diego is really a growing hub for drum and bass now, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Definitely shout out Moriarty Mob. Shout out to Ramsey. Shout out to Savage, SD Union, all the people, keeping that thing going. It's not easy, and it's just really cool to see everybody come together. You know what I mean? No matter what stage they are in the game.
For sure. And Nick, you're a regular on the Los Angeles drum and bass scene. What events have you been playing at over there?
Just mostly stuff like down. Like I've played like a few things like Orange County. There's like a show near Costa Mesa. Which is kind of where me and Marcellus started like hanging out again more, I guess, or like started becoming closer because he played a show up there as well, and like I helped out with like the visuals for it and stuff. But nothing in LA yet. I still haven't played anything in LA under Spoompi. I'm kind of waiting for the big ones right now, like Respect. That's like kind of on what I'm aiming for. So I'm just like holding out, and I've actually turned down some booking offers that are like just like smaller ones that I don't feel like will further my career, I guess.
Because right now you've got to be a bit choosy in that, especially if you're building a career as well, haven't you?
Yeah. So I don't mind like just working harder, like I'm just focused on the music. I'm just waiting until my music is good enough to where like Respect has no choice but to book me, and like without any like favors or handouts, just purely off my music is what I want to do.
No, fully respect that. And obviously Respect is, well, the name is in it. It's one of the most respected drum and bass nights on the West Coast, probably in the USA. It's definitely up there, definitely one of the top 5. Machete's obviously doing a big thing with that. Respect to him. I've actually been down to Respect as well. But there is again, Los Angeles, very well known. I played at Bass Rush there when they did a Bass Rush in LA. And do you guys know Massey, Drew Massey, the MC who does Upgrade as well?
Yeah, we're actually putting together his birthday show next month. We're putting together like a little birthday celebration for him.
Didn't you guys do like a Upgrade collab before too?
Yeah, we also did an Upgrade on the beach. Drew Massey, he runs Upgrade drum and bass, and we did a collaboration show, I think back in March or April.
Yeah, what a legend that guy is. He was very nice host when I went over to play for him. Ended up staying at his house, went out to view a few record shops as well. Good times. So he's a regular down at your events as well then, Marcellus?
Yeah, Drew's been coming out more and more, and now he's become a kind of a regular occurrence. He comes out to our weekly and our monthly, and we're definitely happy to have him. Drew's been one of the people that's been holding it down for years,
100%.
Way longer than I or anyone else on the team has been going. So he's really a good like mentor and guide, to help us.
So there's one question I've been dying to ask Nick in this as well. It's pretty clear what your DJ name is and what it means, Marcellus. But Nick, what the fuck is a Spoompi?
It's a good question. That's a good question. I get asked that a lot, actually. And so for me, I actually just made up the word. So it's just a completely made up like word that I just thought sounded fun. There's really no like real meaning behind it. Like my brand, as far as my brand, I do like have like a theme right now of like jellyfishes, but there's actually like no real reason for the word Spoompi. It's just like I was looking for, every time I would like think of a cool name, I'd look it up and like it's taken on SoundCloud or other platforms. So I wanted to get like just a unique word that I can just like have the username easily on any platform. So just at this like nowadays you kind of just have to make up a word to have an original name. It feels like.
Well, it's official then. Drum and Bass have run out of names. Artists are going to make words up now for it. So
Yeah.
we heard it here first. Well, I've got a task for you, Nick. This is what I want you to do, right? Anybody else ever asks you that question, I need you to make up an elaborate story of how that name came about. And then when somebody else asks you the question, make up a completely different elaborate story, and just keep doing that until all these people have just got all these completely different random elaborate stories, and one day they meet each other going, no, this is why it's called Spoompi. That's for you going forward. You
And then
need to
people
do that.
fight over it.
Yeah, you've got interviews. People ask, this is your task from now on. I need you to do that. Trust me, it'll come out great, I promise. So, Nick, you mentioned obviously you've been producing for a few years now, but I've never got to know just how long you've been in the studio putting tracks together. Marcellus, how long have you been making music?
Probably about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
That was like when I started producing. I think Nick's probably been at it for a bit longer than me. But yeah, I started back in probably 2017. Just my friend gave me a copy of Ableton. Started fooling around with it, making noises, and kind of went from there.
Excellent. Do you you have been producing longer than Nick? Sorry, I
No, it's
you
actually
said
same.
earlier that it was a bit same.
Yeah, around the same. Yeah, I thought you were the one that produced longer for some reason. I thought like maybe like 7 or 8 years. But no, yeah, I actually just started the end of 2017. Like I always like dreamed about it, and then one day I was like, you know what, fuck it, like I just bought a full studio and started the journey.
Fair play. Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely work well together. This track and the other track I heard, absolutely phenomenal stuff. Have you got more plans to work together in the future then?
Yeah,
We do. Yeah, the EP I was mentioning earlier, me and Mars actually have a track on there as well. So we have that, and then we have like another collab that just kind of left as a dub plate for now. But yeah, we've been having a lot of fun making stuff together. So there's definitely going to be some more. I know there's also there was like a atmospheric kind of like PlayStation 1 jungle track that we made last time I was over there.
yeah.
So we might do something with that too. That one was a fun one.
Oh, I need to hear that. Definitely get that one in my inbox. That sounds like fun. Absolutely. So great to hear you working on music together. In terms of DJing, are you guys touring outside of San Diego, Los Angeles? Are you going to the West Coast, maybe even abroad as well? Is there any plans for that?
That's definitely in the cards for me. I'm looking to do something out of state for the next couple of months. You know, I'm looking to do a couple of shows in like New Mexico, Colorado, and hopefully even New York this year. So that's really kind of my next goal, is to just start being able to play out of state a bit and just kind of out of San Diego.
Colorado is really blowing up at the moment,
Nice.
isn't it? There's some big stuff going on there. What about yourself, Nick? Any plans like that?
No, not yet. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a goal of mine though, to play abroad and over in different states and stuff. Like the scene over in Europe is what I'm hoping to experience one day, as at least playing them. Like I liked like I went to hospitality last year, and the scene over there, it's like very high energy.
Yeah,
and
sure.
like in Netherlands and stuff. But yeah, nothing planned yet. Nothing planned yet.
Where did you go to hospitality?
It was in Albania last year. It was a little ghetto compared to what I've heard in Croatia. But yeah, there was like some issues with the event and stuff. Like they had to like shut it down at one point. I think they got like extorted by the cops.
Yeah, I'd heard a lot of stories with that. Funnily enough, they are back in Croatia now. But I went to the first two in Croatia. Phenomenal event. I didn't go to the Albanian one because obviously at that time I just had my first child, so I missed that. Thankfully, I did hear the stories. But yeah, there's a lot of American ravers that were attending the last couple of hospitalities. One of my good friends, Karen from Pittsburgh as well. She's been to the last few. So it seems like a lot of you guys are flying out for those parties. Definitely. Seems like the way to go, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, we are here as the listing party to listen to your tracks on the Vibe City album. So without further ado, let's get straight into the collaboration between Spoompi and Composure. This is Profit.
Cause you know I'm on a mission, and now it's all the time.
Okay, phenomenal track. Again, for two people who have been producing for around 5 years, this is definitely a high quality, high energy liquid track as well. Is if there's such thing as that, but I'm sure you get what I mean. It's definitely got energy to it as well, not as chilled on the vibes as the rest of the album. But how did you guys get this together then? What made you want to collaborate on the track together?
We definitely wanted to have a song to play that we could play that night. We were only in the studio for a couple of hours, and I know Nick brought in that vocal. He actually had a whole little kit of like stuff that we could work on, and the vocal stood out to us. And we just kind of started playing with it and kind of making the track from there. The drums, the bass, and then just started kind of like adding different noises in there and stuff. What about you, Nick? What do you think?
Yeah, and we just kind of went off the theme of the vocal samples and kind of just let that inspire us. And yeah, honestly, that first night we pretty much got the whole track done. After that, like all we did, I think, on it was like maybe a mix down. We had like one other session where we added effects and things, but yeah, we pretty much got the whole gist of it that first night.
Excellent. And have you guys played this out plenty of times? You get a good reception with it in the States?
Yeah, everyone really likes it.
Brilliant.
That night when we played it, like I ended up playing it that night, and it was like the last song I played in the set, and it seemed like the one that like everyone liked the most. Like even Mars was saying, he's like, dude, it was like people were singing along to it.
Excellent stuff. Well, we've just set up the promo for this, so obviously the album's going out in promo now. I'm sure a lot of people are going to jump on this, and it'll be in the hands of some very big and important people in the liquid drum and bass scene in no time at all. So we'll keep you updated on that, guys. And moving on from Profit, we also have a second track from Composure. This is actually a remix he's done of a track called Not Enough by another Los Angeles DJ producer called Ty Jinx. Marcellus, tell us a little bit about how this came about.
Ty Jinx is a buddy of mine. We've been friends for a couple of years now, and he's been on his journey becoming a producer, and he started up Team Neuro. He's been working with Jade from Eat Brain and a couple of other big names, and he's really built a brand in Los Angeles that's just been growing. And shout out to Ty Jinx and Team Neuro. But he had this song. I know he's been working with you on a previous track, and he sent me the stems for it. I don't know. I heard it and I was like, I think I like this song. I think I want to remix it. He sent me the stems, and that one really came together because the vocals and I believe it's like a trumpet solo, saxophone solo. Yeah. So that I don't know. It just kind of like wrote itself in a way, and it was just nice to put my kind of take on his songs because I do like his music. It's nice. It has a dark feeling to it, so it's nice to kind of be able to flip that in a way.
Yeah, you certainly did that. It definitely is a massive contrast from the original, but of course this project was coming up and yours just literally fit the bill to get it on there. So this is why before we've even heard the original, then the remix is hitting the shelves. So but no, great track. Let's have a listen to it now. This is the Composure remix of Ty Jinx's Not Enough. So there we go, another phenomenal track from the album. Composure is lucky enough to be one of the very few that has a track on both of these album releases, Volume 1 and Volume 2, out in September. Big up to Josh for obviously the original on this Marcellus. He's an excited young talent in Los Angeles. He's regularly in my inbox, not always for the right reasons, but let's just say that I do enjoy speaking to him. Are you going to be doing any more work with Ty Jinx in the future?
Yeah, I am working on another remix for him. It's another one of his tracks. I think it's one where he did vocals on it. So it'll be pretty fun. Definitely be an interesting project, and you never know what's going to come out of what Josh has got going on. So, you know, I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah, he very much surprised me with this release, obviously, because he is deep in the neuro drum and bass sound. So it was a welcome addition to this album. Absolutely. So we'll finish off with a couple of other questions. I did want to speak to Nick about some of his interests outside of drum and bass. Obviously, most of these interviews, we talk about the tracks and how you got producing. But I noticed from some of your social media, you've been heavily into the BMX side of things. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Growing up, I was super into BMX, skateboarding a lot too. But yeah, I've always loved riding BMX, mostly like street stuff and park. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of been a lot more at my computer than on the bike.
Yeah.
Just doing creative arts and stuff, which kind of like drew me away from that a little bit. But the love is still there, definitely.
It is. Unfortunately, when you get involved in this kind of music stuff, you end up with the old studio tan and studio belly, don't you? And you veer away from all these brilliant sports we're doing. Yeah, I'm the same. I keep forgetting to go to the gym because I'd rather be in here making music sometimes. So Yeah,
Totally.
it does have its yin and yang for it as well. What about you, Marcellus? Do you do anything outside of music that's be quite interesting?
Yeah, I like to do a lot of rock climbing. I like to go shooting at the range. I find that pretty fun, and I like to do just a bit of like foodie exploring. Just finding new restaurants, finding new beer places to fill up that studio belly. That's what I like to
Oh,
do.
me and you would get on like a house on fire if we're here on SD. I'm definitely coming to see you, Marcellus, first. I'm definitely coming to see you first. Unfortunately, Nick, you'll have to wait till second. I ain't going on a fucking bike. It's been years, unfortunately. But yeah, I do like that. I do like when I went to America, that was one thing I actually loved, going shooting, like, because you don't really get that here. Do you know what I mean? And I went to Vegas, and we were, honest to God, I got a picture of me with this gun, and it looked like something off the Terminator. I'd never seen anything like it. And the fact somebody put this in a drunk man's hands in Las Vegas and let him pull the trigger blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. So we'll leave it at that. We just got one question to ask you guys. We've asked everybody the same thing as well. We'll start with you, Nick. What does it mean to be on a project like this, getting your track out there?
It means a lot. Never had a release like on a label at all before, so just super grateful to be on there, especially with some of the artists on there. There's like a few of the artists like Sonication, who I already listened to a lot previously, and Sick Note as well, I think I saw on there. But yeah, it definitely means a lot to be alongside them and on a label like Dirtbox for sure.
Thanks, man. No, really appreciate it. And as I said, I was completely blown away the fact that you've been producing for 5 years as well. You've definitely got some amazing technical ability, and as soon as this is out, I cannot see why you wouldn't be blowing up everywhere, 100%. And what do you think of the artwork for this, Marcellus? Obviously, we've gone down a very different route, very bespoke. We're almost in the LA San Diego region, GTA flavor, aren't we? With a bit of a Miami twist to it.
I always wanted to be in a GTA game.
There you go. We've made your dreams come true, Marcellus.
Finally.
Happy to oblige. Listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I definitely want to invite you both back in the future as well. We'll do a bit more of a long tone interview if you were up for it. A bit more Joe Rogan, if you will. Something down the line, which I'm used to doing. Obviously, this one's been all about just interviewing the producers of the album. So just a few little shorts to get to know you. But yeah, I'd love to have you both back. Definitely.
Definitely down. Yeah, it's a good time.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right, boys, I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. It's about 8 a.m. your time, isn't it? So finish off your breakfast. I'll be going and having my tea very shortly. But thanks again, lads. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
What's up, everyone? Lee UHF here, the host of DNB Wraps. Thank you for watching our videos. If you like what you're hearing and seeing on the channel, please make sure you're subscribing to it. Please make sure you thumbs up the videos, and more importantly, let's get some comments going as well. It really helps the channel, and in order for us to provide this content to you, we do need the channel to grow. So we can't do this without your help. Hope you enjoy the video. Speak to you soon.